everyone, this is Sandy and today I'm going to introduce you to a new topic. Since last week Tuesday, the group 1 already told you or introduced you to our skin, which is what we call the integumentary system. And then the group 2 already introduced you to the bone anatomy, the anatomy of our bones, which is what we call the skeletal systems. And today I'm going to introduce you to a new organ system which is found right under our skin and lies right above our bones. And this is Anatomy Chapter 6 and I welcome you all to the muscular system. Yay! So the muscular system is the organ system that is responsible for the locomotion of our body, stabilizing joints, and generating heat. So this organ system works hard every day to sustain all of these functions. So let's dig down and learn more about our muscular system. So let's start from the muscle overview, specifically etymology. The name muscle comes from the Latin word mus, which means little mouse. I guess scientists long ago thought that our muscles look like a mouse and decided to call it muscle. And all of our muscles, when we think about muscles, Manggod, we initially think about the flesh that wraps around the bone. But the muscular system can be found in your heart or hollow organs like your intestine, your respiratory tract, or your urinary bladder. So you might be wondering, ano dira na sila makita? Ano na sila dira ang muscle gani? This is because those are the types of muscle. Natin yung mga types of muscle, which is tulo, the skeletal muscle, the smooth muscle, and the cardiac muscle. So before we talk about the differences about these three types of muscle, let's talk first about the similarities. First is the terminology. Terminology, ino na itong mga words na itong mga keywords na mag-guide sa inyo along the topic. So, the word myo or mis actually means muscle. And the word sacro means flesh. An example ani is cytoplasm in the muscle cell is called sarcoplasm, flesh plasm. Next is the contractile mechanism. Contractile mechanism sa tulo ka types nga muscle kay rely sa myofilaments. Two types of myofilaments, the thick and the thin. So matapon rin siya later on sa lecture, but atong focus karon is to familiarize the words na ma-encounter nato during this topic. Lastly is the cell structure. Kani sila duha na siya ka type ng muscle, the skeletal muscle and the smooth muscle. The skeletal muscle and the smooth muscle have a cell structure na elongated. This is why na called sa siya or matawag sa siya na muscle fiber. So i-remember lang na ninyo kung continue na ta sa lecture, maka-encounter mo muscle fibers, muna sila ang skeletal and the smooth muscle. So first, let's talk about the differences na. Isa-isa mo na natin sila. First is the skeletal muscle. So, ang skeletal muscle, mauna na siya muscle na na-attach sa itong bones. And dako ni siya na muscle large. Large, it can vary up to 30 centimeters in size. And these muscles are very hardworking. Nganong hardworking man? Kaya na-attach ganit siya sa atong bones. Nga kita, lutan baya ta, perminti sila ka-contract. So very hardworking din sila. And when it comes to the cell shape or appearance sa cell, sa skeletal muscle, na siya ay striation. This picture specifically. Kung sa mga striation, makita niyo sa picture na nani siya mga obvious lines. Na naman na striation. Ang striation, na-help na siya para ma-ensure ang efficiency sa pag-contract sa muscles. And this cell is multinucleate. Kung sa mga multinucleate, makita mo yung dark spots din sa picture. Multinucleate, kung sa mga na ito na, multinucleate cells are cells na ay daghan nga nuclei. So, muna ginatawag siyang multinucleate. And this muscle, the skeletal muscle, is voluntary voluntary. What do we mean by voluntary? Meaning ana is that ma-control nimo ang ihang movement or you are aware sa movement na buhaton sa muscle pag i-contract mo siya. This is by your nervous system. So, ang contraction rate sa atong sa atong skeletal muscle, ang contraction rate mo na siya kung sa kapas pa siya mag-contract. So, yung contraction rate can vary to slow to fast. Anong slow to fast man? Kaya ang muscle sa skeletal muscle can move rapidly but tires easily. Example ani, kay kanang hugaganta, di ba? First na itong hadagan, kusubok ayo. Pagkatugay na dayon, hinay na. Kaya kahangako na siya. And do the skeletal muscle follow a rhythmic contraction? No. Kay, kung sa ng rhythmic contraction, ang rhythmic contraction, na ba siya gina-follow ng pattern kung mag-contract siya? Wala siya gina-follow. Ay, harap siya mag-contract kung ato siya mag-contract. So, the skeletal muscle also have these things called tendons. These are tough collagen fibers na na-attach sa muscle o sa bone or either sa cartilage or sa mga connective tissue. Sa manyang purpose ani, this provides durability and conserves space. So, natay connective tissue sa atong skeletal muscle, natay tulong. So, let's start from the entire muscle. Ani, kanang entire muscle, nana siya tough connective tissue called the epimysium. Kanayang covering, kanang white, muna siya sa epimysium. And then sa sulod sa entire muscle, napo tayo kinatawag na, kaduha, fascicle. Kana si fascicle, napo na siya coarser nga membrane wrapping the several, kana sila fascicle. Muna siya atong ginatawag na perimysium. Kung sa mga coarser, di ba natin siya na diri coarser membrane. Kasi pasabutan ng coarser membrane, rough na membrane. And then lastly, sa muscle fiber, which is sulod siya sa fascicle, natin na siya delicate sheet-like enclosing the muscle fiber called the endomysium. Kana yung wrapping. So, muna siya atong tulo ka connective tissue sa skeletal muscle. And that is all the information you need to know about the skeletal muscle. Now let's move on to the next type of muscle, which is the smooth muscle. So, ang smooth muscle, located na siya sa atong mga hollowed organs. Kung sa mga atong mga hollowed organs, the intestine, stomach, atong respiratory tract, urinary bladder, etc. Dahan pa. Kani siya, uninucleate, diba ganina anak ko? Multinucleate si skeletal muscle, kani si smooth muscle, kita kani, isa ra ka nuclei. So, meaning, isa ra iyahang nuclei sa iyahang cells. Dayon, the alternating contraction and relaxation, alternate man na yung contraction and relaxation. Kaya, ang kanang alternating and contraction and relaxation of the smooth muscle, maka-change actually niya siya sa size o sa iyahang shape sa organ, which is very essential na siya para sa mga organs na naay smooth muscle. Kaya nga no, for example, urinary bladder. Atong urinary bladder mo man siya atong sudlanan sa ihi. Pagdaghan na siya ihi, mag-expand man na siya, tapos dili man na mamao iyahang original din na shape. So, di ba, nag-change siya ang size or shape. So, muna iyahang, one sa iyahang function. And then, kanito si smooth muscle, gapugdami siya og substance inside our body. For example, ato ang digestive system. Diba, kuan man na sila og bring down man na sila og food sa atong stomach. Kana siya, muna ang isa sa function sa ato ang smooth muscle. Iyan ang ginapalihok ang mga substance na gasulod sa atong body. And because of this, matawag actually siya og housekeeping muscle. Siya ang gapanglimpyo sa atong pathway sa atong lawas. So next is iyang structure sa iyang cell. Spindle shape, mura siya yarn. And I said uninucleate fibers surrounded by scant endomysium. Scant endomysium. siya in layers, which is the circular and the longitudinal. Nara ang longitudinal, and the circular layer. Next is ang contraction. Iyang contraction, slow and sustained. Kung sa may meaning ana, for example na ito na, ang marathoner o sprinter, diba? Ang sprinter, kay paspas kaayo siya mulong. Paspas kaayo, pero kuan ra, short period of time. Kay kapuyo naman, kani siya, taas di siya o kuan, slow ni siya o lihok, pero taas iyang kaya maabot. So, mao na siya kaning hinay, pero permitting. Ana. And when it comes to the rhythmic contraction, the following ba of rhythmic contraction atong smooth muscle? Yes, in some lang. For example, na to ana, ang atong example ni Sir, esophagus. Gaduma na siya ihang contracting man ana kay tawag kay peristalsis. Dili man pwede nga magtulon kag paspas kaayo or hinay kag kaayo kay mga tutan man. So na siya kaning murag pattern nga iyang gina-follow when it comes sa pag-swallow sa food. Next is the cardiac muscle, or lastly, the cardiac muscle. So, ako man yung makita si cardiac muscle. Si cardiac muscle, makita actually ni siya sa ato heart. Kasi heart ko, Merry Christmas. So, kuan. So, dahil si heart, should di siya, diba, si smooth muscle na siya indumistium, pati si skeletal muscle, na po ni siya indumistium. Kani, should ni siya by small amounts of indumistium and arranged in a shape or figure 8 shape, like, ano, okay siya mag-arrange yung figure 8 na siya guys. 8. Kaning here na part, specifically, 8 shape. And when it comes sa iyahang cell structure, makita ninyo na nagyapon sa striation, pero nasa kanino matataas na baga na straight lines, hindi consistent ito dahil sa area. Tawag na ito ana intercalated disc. Kung sa mana sila, nanong mga intercalated disc? Kana siya, ang intercalated disc, the help na siya ensure na ang pag-contract sa muscle kay sakto. Pag-contract sa heart specifically. Sakto, kaya diba? Ang heart man nato, hindi mo pwede mag-pump ka paspas kaayo. Hindi mo pwede mag-pump ka hinay kaayo. So, ang intercalated disc, will help na siya para ma-ensure na sakto ang ihang pag-pump. Next is the function. Kabalo naman ito sa function sa heart. The pump of dugo to circulate sa atong body. So, iyang pag-contract ana, steady rate lang. Di ba, anak ko, madili lagi pwede ng paspas kaayo ang pag-contract sa heart or slow kaayo ang pag-contract sa heart. Kung sa Red Cross pa, dapat love-dab lang. Love-dab. Dili pwede love-dab. So, inana dapat ang naga help kay heart ana, which is the heart's pacemaker. Siya ang help sa heart na sakto po ang iyang pag-pump sa blood sa atong heart. And pero kanang pag-pump sa atong heart, ma-stimulate na siya sa atong nervous system, which is kanang magdagan ka, di ba? Magdagan ka paspas kay atong heartbeat. So inana siya ma-stimulate ka siya sa atong nervous system. And next is the rhythmic contraction. Na ba siya yung rhythmic contraction? Yes, kaya naman siya gina-follow mo pattern when it comes to contracting. Kaya wala itong ingon ganina, dili pwede nga love-dab. Dapat love-dab lang. And the characteristic is rated. As you can see, rated yapon siya. Uninucleate, isa o nuclei, and involuntary. Diba, ganina mas stimulate siya, pero involuntary na siya ha. Kay, dili ba pwede nga hunahunahon imo permitting nga dapat mag-pump imong heart ug dugo all throughout the day. Dili na siya kaning move lang siya sa iyang own. So, ang keywords to remember the cardiac muscle is cardiac, striated, and involuntary. Pag cardiac gani, isa kasabot sa cardiac heart. So, next is done naman ta sa difference of 3 types of muscle. Let's move to the muscle function. So, what are the muscle function? Kung na-introduce na ganina, produce movement, maintain posture, stabilize joints, and generate heat. So, isa-isahon ka ni siya. Produce movements. So, ang muscle mo na siya unique characteristic. nga cold contracting, di ba? Naka-mention naman natin na contracting or shortening. Kanang pag-contract sa imong muscle, mao na siya ang the cause of movement sa imong limbs. Not just your limbs, but all the movements na gakahitabo sa imong body. And next is maintain posture and body position. So, kani sila, bisag ang gravity, di ba, namang times nga magpuan, nga magpako ka, may kapoy, or wala na siya sa atong gravity. Pero si muscle na adira permanently para mo support when kung atong body needs na in our erect position siya. So, maintain siya sa posture and sa atong body position. Next is the stabilized joints. So, ga-pull on siya sa bones. Kaya diba, ang skeletal muscle, atong skeletal muscle kaya nakakuha na siya, naka-attach sa atong bones, and reinforces joints with poorly articulating surface, like the shoulder and the knee. Lastly is generate heat. Ano ga-generate na siya of heat? Diba, pag mag-contract atong muscle, it uses energy. So, atong energy, ATP. Ang ATP dayon, mostly anang energy sa ATP, dili gid na siya magamit. 75% of the energy sa ATP kay escape sila or nakawala. Pero they are known as heat. Essential na siya para sa maintaining body temperature. Kay mo na siya, kana yung heat nga escapes, mo na siya atong body temperature. And since there are at least 600 ka muscles sa atong body, tungod ana, 40% of our body mass are actually comes from the muscular system. Since I am done with the overview and the function of our muscular system, let's move on to the microscopic anatomy of our muscular system, which is going to be tackled by our classmate, Mark Asuncan. Thank you, everyone.
Hello everyone, I am Kasunkan Martin, and in this time, I'll be talking to you guys about the skeletal muscle cell. So basically, let's talk about the structures of it. Skeletal muscle fibers, as mentioned previously by Ms. White, skeletal muscle cells is multinucleate, which means daghan of nucleus. And then, nana siya sa sulod sa plasma membrane called katong sarcolemma. Sarcolemma ang called sa plasma membrane nga about diri sa skeletal muscle fibers. Also, sa sulod na lang sa cytoplasm, daghan diri og ang mas dako percentage diri is ang myofibrils. Ang myofibrils is the thread-like organelles or ribbon-like thread organelles. Then siya ang mas dako o percentage sulod anang nga cytoplasm. But inclusive with it is also the nucleus or the nuclei. So, in terms for what is sarcomere? Sarcomere are the chains of contractile units within the myofibrils and transactional functional units of skeletal muscle. And let's talk about the bonding pattern. We have I bond and A bond. So here, let's put this an example. So this would be the the skeletal cell. So basically here we can see, for example, this would be the sarcolemma. But in the sarcolemma, makita gyapon nato ang kuan. Kani sila, muna ni sila ang atong myofibrils. And if you could notice, there is kanang dark spots nga stripes here. These are the A bond. The dark A bond, and then kaning mga kuan diri wala stripe, light stripe lang is the light I bond. So ato lang i-kuan is sa dark A bond para di ta makalimot, sa dark kuan na to ang second letter sa dark which is A, then dark A bond. Then sa light, second letter sa light A bond. So, sulod ani naatay muni sila ang ato ang myofibrils. And if we take the myofibrils, we could notice nga natay pa-zigzag pattern here, which is muni ang ato ang thin myofilaments. Then natay 3 kuan dire, muna na siyang ato ang M line. Then natay kaning reds diri, muna siya ang ato ang thick myofibrils. So later on, I'll be discussing more about this one. So, sa light I bond, nasa sa midline darker area called the Z disc or the A band. So, let's take a look here for the closer look sa ato ang myofibrils. Sa I band, muna siya dire ang Z disc. Kani dire. sa diri di pa nato makita, pero if ato siyang i-closer look yun, nagyun na siya duha ka line dira, the Z disc. Then boday ni siya ang ato ang M line. Then kani siya kaning red nga naay kaning mga kuan diri murag lollipop niya diri, mo na siya ang ato ang thick myofilament which is kanang composed siya sa bundle of proteins that called myosin. Then kani siyang blue diri, mo ni siya ang ato ang thin myofilament. Then kani siya is na siya protein nga kuan actin. So naratay duha ka myofilament, dayon ang sa thick naatay protein nga myosin, then sa thin naatay kuan actin. Then kani sila nagband ni sila, mo din ni ang okay, next. So kani siya, if mat-notice ninyo, mo overlap ni siya sa atong tulo ka sa M line. Mato ni siya sa another part. Pero if mat-notice ninyo kaning smooth diri, then smooth diri sa M line dapit, then diri is na siya kaning murag lollipops. Kay tungod gani sila, nani sila ATPase, which is pag gani sila mo interact with the thin or the actin sa thin myofilaments is makakuha din sila o makasynthesize din sila ATP for the muscle contractions. So basically, mawala to siya. And then, so we have two types of bonding, the I bonding and the A bonding. So let's talk about also this more important parts of the kuan, the sarcoplasmic reticulum. It is a specialized smooth endoplasmic reticulum surrounding its myofibers. Basically, sa myofibers, mura rin siya kanang kung nagsuot ang crocheted bitaw nga kuan nga di-crochet nga card sa bird jacket, then sa dili sa atong arm dapat loose na siya, di na siya grabe ka kuan, di siya grabe ka dikit sa tampanit. Muna siya ang atong sarcoplasmic reticulum. So siya ang gahon sa calcium ions, then depende na dahil kung ano sa nila pagawas. So functions, it stores and releases calcium on demand, providing the final signal for muscle contraction. So Morato, thank you.
Hello class, today everyone. I am lovely Shane Chombo, and I am here in front of you to tackle about the skeletal muscle activity. So stimulation and contraction of single skeletal muscle fibers. So functional properties of muscle fibers. So there are four functional properties of muscle fibers. So the first one is the irritability, ability to receive and respond to stimulus, and the second one is contractibility, ability to forcibly shorten when stimulated, and the third one is extensibility, ability to stretch, and the last three is elasticity, ability to recoil and return to resting length after stretching. So the third is stimulus and their action potential. So number one is the motor unit. One motor neuron and all the muscle fibers it stimulates. So neuromuscular junction, a synaptic connection between the terminal end of a motor nerve or muscle. So the steps in action potential. So there are three phases of this. The steps in action potential. So the first one is the depolarization, and the second one is the overshoot, and lastly is the hyperluxation. And so restoration of resting state and acetylcholine breakdown and muscle relaxation. So this excites the activation of muscle function properly. So mechanism of muscle contraction and the sliding filament theory. So the first one is the excitation, contraction, coupling. So action potential, sarcoplasmic reticulum or SR, calcium rule, and number two is the cross-bridge cycle, formation of cross bridges, sliding mechanism, muscle shortening, and muscle relaxation. So ang muscle relaxation it involves tensing and then relaxing your muscles. So one by one, hindi siya dapat i-relax yung muscle. So this helps you to release physical tension, which may ease your stress or anxiety. So summary of contraction. So calcium ions used in heads inflammation, proteins, regulatory change shape position, exposure of binding sites, mucin binding sites on actin are revealed on cross bridge. So formation diarrhea is mucin heads attached to the exposed binding sites on actin. So muscle contraction mechanism. Mucin heads got our energy from ATP prepares mucin heads like an ore ready to roll. Then recocking, ATP provides energy for mucin heads to release, recock, and attach to a new binding site on thin filament. So mauni siya. Mauni siya ang relaxed sarcomere and fully contracted sarcomere. And the difference between the two is mas greater length sa relaxed sarcomere compared sa fully contracted sarcomere. So, yeah. Thank you.
And moving on to the next topic, contraction of the skeletal muscle as a whole. Muscle fibers follows all or none law, contracts fully or not at all. In our skeletal muscle, our muscle fibers follow this law, which states that our muscle fibers will contract to its fullest extent once stimulated or activated, and it never partially contracts. However, our whole muscle reacts with graded responses. Graded responses means shortening of degrees and different degrees which generates different amount of force. In other terms, our whole muscle has the capability to decide how many muscle fibers lang ang iyang ipa-activated in order to send signal to the muscle and eventually our contract. So each muscle fibers in our body is made up of muscle fibers. And think of the muscle fibers as a light bulb, suga. And the all or none law is the switch. Di ba kung magpindot ka kuan, switch sa suga, is either mo on na siya or delete. Like kung pisito na mag-switch sa suga, mo on na siya automatically or mo off siya automatically. Ikana yapon ang kuan, muscle fibers. Once na-activated na ang kuan, our muscle fibers for contraction, mo-contract na siya automatically and not partially. However, again, our whole muscle has the capability to decide how many muscle fibers lang ang kailangan i-activated depending on the situation, depending on the amount of force needed para ma-lift ng something na butang o for muscle contraction. Graded muscle contraction can produce in two ways. Number one, by changing the frequency of muscle stimulation, and number two, by changing the number of muscle fibers being stimulated at one time. So for number one, if a muscle fiber is stimulated or activated more often, the contraction will add up. This produces a more stronger and smoother contraction. When the signal comes quickly from the muscle fibers, the muscle don't have time to fully relax between contraction. So they combine itong mga signals para makakontract at makaproduce din siya stronger nga contraction. For the number two, by changing the number of muscle fibers being stimulated at a time, just like I said earlier, our whole muscle has the capability to decide kung pila ra ka muscle fibers ang activate na. For example, lifting this thing. So, our muscle, mag-decide na siya automatically kung pila ra ang activate na muscle fibers para maka-send og signal sa muscle mo contract kay dili man ikanin niya siya kabuhat. Like, enough na itong mga muscle fibers para makalift niya yung kabutang. However, if mag-lift ang heavier na mga butang, like something stable, i-lift na niya siya. Our whole muscle na gina mag-decide na siya nga dakan din na muscle fiber ang activated in order to send signal again to the muscle to contract and eventually exert forces. So that is the two in producing muscle contraction. Let's move on to the types of gradient responses. There are two types of gradient responses. Number one is the muscle twitch and the summing of contraction, or what they call tetanus. And under summing of contraction or tetanus, there are two subtopics, the unfused tetanus and the fused tetanus. But let's discuss first the muscle twitch. Muscle twitch is a single quick contraction of our muscle. For example, di ba, if ever tanan na maka-experience of stress or tired, makapuyat ka, and naging mga incident sa atong life na if ma-stress ka, na ayuan, na kahit ako sa atong life na di na ito kaya, na tapos ito nakita ko ng Justin na kuhan, itong wala na, itong naay nagpitik-pitik ito siyang mata, kanang pitik-pitik sa itong mata, muna ang ginatawag ng muscle twitch. Randomly lang ang mapitik sa itong mata. That is the muscle twitch. So, for the other type of gradient responses, the summing of contraction or the tetanus. So, what is tetanus by the eye? It is a sending of nerve impulses to the muscle from the muscle fiber, like sending of nerve impulses from muscle fibers to muscles to contract dependently. It may be with relaxation, pero dili siya strong o smooth. Pero without relaxation, pero strong o smooth. So, ato na yung spelling with relaxation o without relaxation. Ang with relaxation, muna ang unfused tetanus. Ang without relaxation, muna ang fused tetanus. Unfused tetanus is contraction with brief relaxation periods. Like, dali nga picture. Dali nga part, muna ang relaxation. However, sa fused tetanus, wala yung mag-relax between contraction. Steady lang siya. Mong ginatawag siya na smooth o mag-produce siya stronger na contraction. Like, for example, dahil sa fused tetanus, imagine a drummer sa banda, gahit og drum. And steady, fast yapon ang kwan. Mag-hit siya ang kwan sa drum, steady and fast. However, you can still hear some relaxation, some pauses between hitting the drum because sa way niya pag-tap sa drum. So, sa fused tetanus, for example, ani kay kwan, galip kang heavy object for a long time without a break. It feels steady, di ba? Like, imura ng asahon for a long time and without a break. Steady siya and it produces a strong effort. This is because the contraction of our muscle is fused with a smooth and sustained contraction. Like sustained and smooth. Moving on to the muscle response to stronger stimuli. So again, tetanus produces contraction but varies in strength and smoothness. Force of contraction depends on the number of stimulated cells. The few muscle fibers, slight contraction lang, less yung pag-contract. Pero more muscle fibers ang activated or stimulated, mas kusog, mas smooth ang pag-contract. And contraction range from a slight to vigorous. For example, atong example nila, if mag-lift ng paper, gamay lang ang muscle fibers ang kailangan para ma-lift siya. Kaya dili man ganit kinakamuat. So, atong whole muscle mag-decide na siya automatically. If mag-lift ng heavy object, kailangan na more muscle fibers in order to contract the muscle and exert force. So, let's move on to the other subtopic of this chapter. Providing energy to muscle contraction. So, one of the energy source of our muscle in order to contract is ATP. And our muscles stores a very limited supply of ATP. Only a few seconds worth, just enough to get you going. So, since limited na ang supply sa ATP, kailangan siya i-generate para maka-contract na ito muscle para makamove ka. So, there are three pathways para regenerate ang ATP. Number 1 is direct phosphorylation by creatine phosphate. So, this pathway uses creatine phosphate to regenerate ATP. What is creatine phosphate, by the way? Creatine phosphate is a high energy molecule stored in muscles. Nano siya sa ato ang muscle fiber daan. And, creatine phosphate found in muscle fiber. So, how this creatine phosphate help in regenerating ATP? ATP dane is one of the energy source of our muscle in order to contract. So, once galing magamit, so how? Once magamit na ang ATP sa atong muscles, kay mo-contract man siya, once magamit, mag-break down dayon na siya into ADP. Tapos, once na galing ma-ADP na ang mga ATP, ang creatine phosphate dayon, automatically, instantly, mag-send din na siya o phosphate sa ADP in order to regenerate ang ADP pabalik dito sa ATP para magamit na din na siya para sa contraction. So, the number 2 pathway is the aerobic pathway. It uses oxygen to regenerate ATP. This pathway are referred to as oxidative phosphorylation. It occurs in the mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell, and involves a series of metabolic pathways, the oxidative phosphorylation. So how does oxygen are used in regenerating ATP? So during aerobic respiration, the glucose is broken down into carbon, and with the use of oxygen, our glucose in our body is broken down into carbon dioxide and water. And some of with the use of oxygen, ma-break down na siya carbon dioxide and water. And some energy din, ma-ato din na sa bond sa ATP para ma-generate na siya. So, one glucose molecule is equivalent to 32 ATP na. So, mas efficient siya in regenerating ATP kaya nagkano makana siya nga ATP 1 glucose per minute. However, nalaibat ani. Hinay lang siya makitabo. It is slow and requires continuous delivery of oxygen and nutrient fuels. So hinay siya tapos required na siya of oxygen yun. Kay this pathway uses oxygen. So, if mangapunta, diligid kayo na pathway ang gagamitin sa atong body para maka-regenerate of ATP. Example atong aerobic pathway kay when you jog at a steady pace, your muscle use aerobic respiration mag-jogging ka, mag-atulay muscle, mag-use na din siya aerobic respiration kay ka-contract naman ang muscle kung mag-jog ka. This allows you to run for longer periods without feeling fatigue quickly. Like, gayos na mga na siya kuhaan, diba, ka-inhale ta, oxygen. Kanang oxygen na, help na din na siya in regenerating our ATP. So, kung mag-jogging ka, dili man kayo rakas-kas mag-jogging ka, diba? So, napay, kuhaan, taas-taas ka nga time, maka-jogging ka, kay while ka-jogging ka, regenerate man ang ATP. Tapos, that's the reason na hindi kayo experience of muscle fatigue. Like, kasakit automatically, kaya ka-jogging ka man na napamay-galing, kaya pa man mag-inhale o oxygen para ma-generate ang ATP. So, that's aerobic pathway. Moving on to the third and last pathway, the anaerobic glycolysis and lactic acid formation. It occurs via a pathway called glycolysis, which does not use oxygen. So, anaerobic does not use oxygen. Aerobic uses oxygen for regenerating ATP. So, how does this anaerobic glycolysis occur? So, during glycolysis sa atong body, which is occur siya sa cytosol sa atong mga cell, glucose is broken down to pyruvic acid without the use of oxygen. Kung mag-use of oxygen para ma-break down ang glucose, mag-break mag-breakdown na siya into carbon dioxide and water and other energy. Pero kung hindi mag-use of oxygen, ang glucose mag-breakdown na siya into pyruvic acid and small amount of energy. Like kung glycolysis without oxygen, mag-produce na pyruvic acid and small amount of energy. Kaning small amount of energy, maatog yapon na para sa aerobic pathway, maatog yapon na sa band sa ATP para ma-regenerate na siya. Pero, though maatog yapon siya sa band sa ATP para ma-generate ang ATP, pero gamay lang din ang ATP ang ma-provide ang per molecule sa glucose. Only 2 ATP are produced per 1 glucose molecule. That is because wala siya nag-use of oxygen. Kaya kung mag-use of oxygen, 32 ATP ang ma-generate. Pero kung hindi siya mag-use of oxygen, 2 ATP lang. Tapos, di ba, anak ko ganyan, mag-produce siya pyruvic acid o small amount of energy. Ang energy mo, doon sa ATP para ma-generate. Kaning pyruvic acid, eventually, mag-turn into lactic acid, which is very serious yun. Kaya this may lead to some serious fatigue or something, soreness sa atong muscle. Like dili siya mag-contract effectively tungod anang lactic acid formation. However, inadequate to meet the needs of working muscles like glucose and oxygen, the sluggish aerobic pathway cannot keep up with the demands of ATP. Under this condition, the pyruvic acid generated during glycolysis is converted into lactic acid, and the overall process is referred to as anaerobic glycolysis. So, mo ni ang visual kung usa siya kakanta. So, moving on to our next topic, the muscle fatigue and oxygen deficit. Muscle fatigue occurs when a muscle is unable to contract despite stimulation. So, as I said earlier, our muscle fibers follows the all or none law, which means that when our muscle fibers will contract to its fullest extent once activated or stimulated, not partially contract. But, though ma-contract na siya, unable na siya maka-contract effectively because after a prolonged or intense exercise na itong ginabuhat sa atong cell, the muscles become weak and eventually stop working. And one of the major factor or reason na nagka-experience ng muscle fatigue is the oxygen deficit during prolonged activity. Kaning oxygen deficit means not a total lack of oxygen, but insufficient oxygen intake to maintain aerobic ATP production. So why aerobic ATP production nakabutang? Di ba kang aerobic ATP kayo siya oxygen para ma-regenerate ang ATP na energy source sa ato ang muscle. So since oxygen deficit na, so meaning wala enough na oxygen, automatically use din na siya atong anaerobic glycolysis. Kaya atong anaerobic glycolysis, pas siya mag-regenerate kaysa sa aerobic na dugay. And, however lang yun, doon na yung ATP per molecule. So, not a total lack of oxygen. Oxygen deficit is not about walay oxygen, but kulang ang imong pag-intake sa oxygen. Like example, mag-jogging ay magdagan ka. Diba, kung hindi pa na magdagan, enough pa. Like, sakto, normal pa itong pag-breathe of oxygen. Once magdagan, ito mga ako na gusto tama of oxygen na dagan kay galisod na ginawa. So, muna isa ka example, one of the reason anong naka-experience ka, muscle fatigue. And other reason anong naka-experience ka, muscle fatigue is imbalance in ions, problems at the neuromuscular junction and accumulation of lactate and formation, and from lactic acid from anaerobic metabolism. Kaning lactic acid kato ni siyang mag-cause of muscle soreness or fatigue due to the lactic formation from the glycolysis, anaerobic glycolysis. Kaning imbalance in iron, mani siya ang prolonged activity, muscle activity can disrupt the balance of ions like calcium and potassium, which are essential for muscle contraction. So, yeah, how to recover oxygen deficit, recovery and oxygen debt. Oxygen debt. After intense exercise, your body needs to pay back the oxygen it borrowed. This means continuing to breathe heavily to replenish oxygen levels and clear out lactic acid. So, para ma-regenerate ang mabalik ang oxygen, like enough na oxygen ang ginantig, kailangan din natin mag-ginhawa pa heavily kay para maka-intake ka oxygen. Tapos, kailangan ko siya rest, kailangan ko siya kailangan ko ma-clear out ang lactic acid kaya muna isa sa reason manong kaka-experience sa muscle soreness or muscle fatigue. So, let's move on to the types of muscle contraction. There are two types of muscle contraction, the isotonic contraction and isometric contraction. Isotonic contraction are muscles shortens and generate tension and movement. While isometric contraction, muscles length remains the same and tension increases. Like sa example sa isotonic contraction. Sa isotonic contraction daw, dili daw mag-change ang length while mag-generate yung tension of movement. Ang example ani kay bending the knee and lifting weights. Bending the knee. When you bend your knee, your thigh muscle contracts. Like, kung mag-bend out ang knee, dahil daw mamasal ito, mag-contract lang siya. Tapos, lifting a weight. As you lift a weight, your biceps contract and shorten to lift right. Mag-lift ka ni, dahil din sa biceps na ito, mag-contract lang siya. Then, mag-change ang length or meaning to say mag-shorten. Tapos, isa sa example natin kayo, mag-smile ta, mag-shorten, mag-kuhan din siya. Other type is isometric contraction. Kaning isometric contraction, the muscles generate tension without changing the length. Like, kuhan, di ba sa isotonic, mag-change ang length, like mag-shorten. Kaning, sa isometric contraction, dili siya mag-shorten, mag-maintain ang length sa muscle. Like, pushing, pushing palms together. Push siya, wala siya nag-chance na. Holding a heavily object. Hold down. Meron, change. So, muscle tone. What is muscle tone? Muscle tone is the continuous partial contraction of muscle fibers. It keeps muscles firm and ready for action. Results of systematic stimulation of different motor units by the nervous system. So, ang muscle tone ay ganito kabutang continuous partial contraction of muscle fibers. Like, dahil sa atong muscle fibers, na mga muscle fibers ato mag-contract din siya slightly. Like, permanently na siya na mag-contract. Like, dili siya kailangan i-activate pa para mag-contract. Pero once activated, mag-contract din siya. Na yung ibang muscle fibers sa atong body na mag-contract din siya din. So, like, kanina sa itong muscle fibers sa itong likod. Nganong mag-contract siya puan? It maintains the posture and readiness for action. Like, kung maglingkod ka, dili man kailangan ka rin video kung siya dali ba? Study na siya, may kasi i-contract na siya dali ang part. So that's all for my part. I will let Ms. Patendol discuss the effect of exercise on muscle.
So let's give a big thank you sa amazing job sa atong muscle movements, which na-explain na ganina, and it's really amazing. Now, since we're talking about the movements, let's continue to the topic, muscle movements, roles, and its names. So, under this topic na types of body movements. Before we continue, let's familiarize ourselves to a few key terms, which is origin, attached to the immovable or less movable bone, insertion, attached to the movable bone, prime mover, muscle that ma-encounter natin din siya, no? Well, the topics sa types of body movements. Now, here are the 5 golden rules of skeletal muscle E. So, in short, Ani is number 1, muscle cross joints. Number 2, bulk proximity. Number 3, two attachment. Number 4, pull, not push. 5, movement direction. So, this is the table that shows unsa explanation atong lima. Number 1, with few exception, all skeletal muscle cross at least one joint. 2, typically the bulk of skeletal muscle lies proximal to the joint cross. 3, all skeletal muscles have at least 2 attachment or 2 attachment, the origin and the insertion. 4, skeletal muscles can only pull, they never push. 5, during contraction, the skeletal muscle insertion moves towards the origin. So that's why I gave you a shorter name earlier, para hindi maka-golden rules, para mas ma-remember ninyo siya faster. Sa ganito, number 1, muscle cross joints. Number 2, bulk proximity. Number 3, two attachment. Number 4, pull not push. And number 5, movement direction. So, here are the types of body movement. First is the flexion, extension, and hyperextension. So, I'm going to demonstrate this in front of you all. Kaning hyperextension, extension, and flexion, mabuhat ninyo sa imong pwede sa imong head or sa imong limbs, upper and lower limbs. So, unsa man na siya. Kaning ang position, let's start from the head. Kaning ang position, this is already called the extension. If you are going to look up, this is already called the hyperextension. And when you look down, this is the flexion. So let's try naman sa atong upper limbs. First is flexion. So unsay nawong sa flexion? Nani. Unsi flexion. And extension and hyperextension. Next is the abduction, adduction, and circumduction. Kani mabuhat ninyo sa imong upper limb. So, this is abduction and this is adduction. Ang circumduction na yan is this. Next is rotation. Na ang rotation, mabuhat ni siya sa imong head or sa imong body. First is rotation. Kani, the action of saying no. This is called rotation. And there's 2 types of rotation when it comes to the whole body, which is the lateral and the medial. Sa mga lateral and medial, diba? Ang lateral and medial, nag-depend na sa sila sa midline sa yung body. So, imagine this is the midline of your body. If you rotate this way, you are going away from the midline. This is called the lateral rotation. And if you turn this way, di ba, kapaduol ka sa medial, or sa midline sa iyong body, this is called the medial rotation. Next is, napod tayo mga special movements. So, atong special movements kay kani sila dorsiflexion, plantar flexion, inversion o reversion. Can be performed din siya sa atong foot. First is the dorsiflexion. This is the dorsiflexion. I-point nimo above imong toes. And the plantar flexion, i-point nimo downwards. Let's do that side. This is dorsiflexion, plantar flexion. Inversion and eversion. This is inversion. The fascia kasulod sa doon sa imong midline sa body. And eversion pagawas. So that's eversion. This is inversion, eversion. So next is opposition, the moving of your digitals. This is called the opposition. Opposition. Supination and pronation. So, unsa man na sila? This is already called facing your palms above or kani nakainani siya, this is already called supination. And when we cross it like this, pronation. So interaction of skeletal muscles in the body. Muscle function. Muscle can only pull, they cannot push. So very ano naman na siya, self-explanatory, hindi siya makapull. Ang muscles daw, only raya ginagamit is pull, not push. Body movement results from two or more muscles acting together or against each other. So ang body movements kapos na siya sa two muscles na ga-act together or ga-repel against each other. Muscle arrangement. Muscles that produce opposite movement generally lie on the opposite side of a joint. Now let's continue to the muscle roles, which is katong i-mention ako ng key terms kanina. So let's dig down more about it. Prime mover, major muscle responsible for causing a particular movement. So noon siya tong mga muscles na sila ang major di sila gahatag ng force para sa isang movement. Ang example ani is atong pectoralis major. Haman ang pectoralis major, ang muscle na to diri sa atong area, dali sa thoracic area. Pectoralis major. Next is the antagonist, muscle that opposes or reverses a movement, stretch and relax when a prime mover is active. So, paning antagonist, from the word antagonist, sila ang oppose sa prime mover. And ga-stretch ni sila and or relax when the prime mover is active. Ang example ani is atong hamstrings. Kung gabenta og ni atong quadriceps kay kung atong ginanap para mag-bend sa atong knee, ang hamstring dayon nato ang ga-act as antagonist. Next is the synergists and fixators. Synergists help prime movers by producing the same movement, reducing undesirable movements, stabilizing joints caused by the prime mover. Example and the synergies na to is the brachial. The brachial help Ang example sa synergist is brachialis. Ang ginahelp sa brachialis is ato bicep brachial. Kasi produce siya of same movement and reduce po na siya undesirable movement sa atong one example, and then destabilize the joints. Next is fixators. Specialized synergists sila na hold the bone still to stabilize the origin of a prime mover. Ensure all tension is used to move the insertion bone. An example ani is the trapezius. The trapezius helps position the scapula. So, ano siya atong mga example pictures sa atong extension, flexion, sa mga movements na ipang demonstrate na. So, that is all about the body movements, roles, and its name. Now, let's tackle about the naming of the skeletal muscle, which is going to be tackled by our classmate, John Abdul. Thank you, everyone.
So now, since we're done with the microscopic view or microscopic anatomy of skeletal muscle cells, let's now dive into the blocks anatomy of skeletal muscle cells. So the major muscle cells of the human body. So ang process na to is from head to toe tap. So now let's proceed first for the head and neck muscles. In terms of the categories na tuma siya into categories ng head and neck muscles, facial muscles and the chin muscles. Then most head and neck muscles are paired except the platysma, orbicularis, oris, frontalis, and occipitalis. Those are muscles, parts of the brain of the head and neck. So let's talk first about the facial muscles. Facial muscles is unique. Ngano? Kay ang facial muscles connected siya sa other soft tissues. Example is katong other na mga muscles and even sa atong skin. Then, one of its example is diri sa atong eyebrows. So, let's delve in. So let me get first the illustration. Here, we have the occipitalis occipitalis oculi. Sa occipitalis oculi, mo ni siya ang muscle nga nag-surround sa atong eyes. Then mo ni siya ang hinungdan nganong makawingta, makakwanta, makablinkta o makaliok ta sa atong eyes. Then let's have the frontalis. Frontalis mo siya atong muscle diri sa neck sa atong forehead dapit nga connected siya sa ato ang eyebrows, which is mo din ang hinungdan nga nung makakwanta, maka-wrinkle ta sa atong eyebrows, and up and down na ang ato ang eyebrows. Then ang frontalis connected siya sa ato ang cranial aponeurosis diri sa ato ang kuan dapit, sa likod dapit, sa posterior dapit, sa ato ang scalp. Siya ang gakuan po din. Dire po din siya kuan sa occipitalis. So, occipitalis, diri siya sa cover posterior skull. Then, action niya is to pull scalp posteriorly. So, dire. Then, next is we're done with the orbicularis oculi. Let's go with the orbicularis osis. Diri sa ato ang baba dapit. Muna siya ang muscle nga ga-surround diri sa ato ang mouth. Mo din niya hinungdan nga nung ma-move na to atong lips, mo atong kuan atong mouth, ma-move na to. Next is the zygomaticus. It corners the mouth to cheekbone. So diri sa atong mouth, diri din ang zygomaticus. Siya ang gapul yang ginagunitan ang corner sa ato ang sa muscle diri sa orbicularis oris. Then mo din siya hinungdan nga no ato ang mag-smile ta, ato na to pa-upward ang ato ang corner sa atong lips. And then next is the buccinator. Location is horizontally across the cheek. Here. From the cheek, diri siya pa horizontal siya padulong. Then it flattens cheek, it holds between the teeth. So kani siya is kuan po di siya kanang so diri siya gakuan sa diri dapit nato. Siya ang gakuan diri morning muscle nato diri din mo din ang maka-move pud nato diri. Next is the masseter. Zygomatic process to mandible action is to elevate mandible to close the jaw. So na diri atong masseter. So siya ang ga-close atong jaw. For example, if mo ngangata, ma-close ra pud nato tungod sa masseter. Next is the temporalis. Overlies temporal bone, inserts into mandible, and action is to assist masseter into closing the jaw. Nara ang temporalis. So mo siya katabang ra pud nato sa masseter para ma-close pud atong jaw. Next, let's proceed to the neck muscles. We have the platysma. Its location is the anterolateral neck. Action is to pull corners of mouth inferiorly. So kani siya is ang ato ang platysma. Atong platysma is contrary siya sa atong zygomaticus kay sa zygomaticus ang corner sa two lips iyang ginpa push upward, while sa plasmatisma is iyang gina-push downwards. That's why mura tag makakuan bitog sad face atong ma-pull ato ang corner sa atong mouth downward. Next is the sternocleic demastoid. Location is the sternum at the clavicle to mastoid process. It is it flexes the neck kanang makabawta mo na siya, then para maka-rotate pud atong head mo na atong muscle dire kanang biggest muscle. So now since we're done with the head and neck muscles, let's now proceed to the trunk muscles. For the inclusion to the trunk muscles, we have the muscles that include the vertebral columns, our anterior thorax muscles, and to our abdominal walls. So let's first proceed to the anterior muscles. Let's have the pectoralis major. This location is at the upper chest, origin from sternum, shoulder girdle, and the first 6 ribs. So here we can see, this would be the pectoralis major. From the sternum here to the girdle and here to the armpit. But remember, nakani siya, nagsumbay pa ni siya padulong sa tuang dire. sa diri dapita. Then mo diri siya nga hinungdan nganong mag-adapt ug mag-flex nato ang atong arms. So, in terms of the intercostal muscles, we have two types. External intercostal and internal intercostals. Its actions is to elevate the rib cage and to depress the rib cage during our inhale and exhale. So, wala siya diri, na siya diri. Here, naadiri ang ato ang intercostal. So, na siya sulod sa ribs, kaninga muscle. So, ang iyang kuan sa external, iyahang ginapa-elevate, tungod sa itong pag-inhale. Dayon, ipa-depress na po niya kay nag-exhale man po ta. So next, the muscles of the abdominal girdle, the rectus abdominis. Here, mura din atong abs dito natita. Mo din na siya ang the-flex sa atong vertebral column din compress sa atong abdomen. Next is the external of at the lateral abdomen from ribs to ilium. It's actually to flex also and rotates the trunk, bends laterally. So, ang atong external oblique, kani siya, kani dire, mo na ang hinungdan dayon mga flex na ato ang mga muscle, atong ma-move laterally. So, we also have the transversus abdominis. Its location is the deepest muscle, horizontal fibers, it's actually is to compress and abdominal contents. Same with the kani, transverse abdominis. Mura po siya na-compress, pero yan lang gina-compress ang mga external organ mo na. Kaya nato mo, hiyak mo na siya. Then, at the posterior muscles, so sa likod ng mga muscles, at trapezius. Its location is at the neck and upper trunk. So, here. The trapezius. Nasa diri sa likod, kani diri nga muscle na, diri nato nga muscle. So, ang iyang ginagawa ana, iyang gina-extend niya tong head, gina-elevate, gina-depress, o gina-abduct and stabilize scapula. So, pwede ta makamove ana-ana. Muna siya responsible sa tuwang pag-move ana. So now, let's proceed to the muscle causing elbow flexion. So, if you know, all of your muscles of the humerus cause elbow to flex. So now, let's discuss about what are those that helps the elbow to flex. What are those muscles that flex our elbows? So let's first talk about the biceps brachii. Its origin is from the shoulder girdle, the two heads. Insertion radius tuberosity. Action is to flex forearm, supinate forearm. Example, opening a bottle of wine. So ang biceps brachii, now siya diri. Kani siya. Muni ang muscle diri nga gakuan. Ang kani siya example nato ni from magamit nato siya is kanang pag-open sa wine. So muni siya murag mangusog. So kani pud siya is kanang di ba pag i-flex nito to ang atong i-flex atong elbow, atong ikuan is ma-flex din pud na siya. So basically muna sa biceps brachii. Let's have the bronchialis. Location is deep into the biceps brachii. Action is to lift ulna, assist in elbow flexion. So, ubos-ubos na siya sa biceps brachii, muna siya ang bronchialis. So, muna siya, kani dire, ubos na to dire. So, iyahang ginagawa is kanang para malift na to itong ulna o assist in elbow flexion. So, i-assist siya nga, more siya assistant sa ato ang kuan dire, muscle dire katong sa biceps brachii. Next is the bronchioradialysis. Its location is at the humerus to distal forearm. Its action is to aid in elbow flexion and weaker siya nga muscle. So, nara siya, muna siya ang bronchioradialis. Muna siya ang kuan. Cause of elbow extension is tungkol sa triceps brachii. The posterior humerus, there is a likod dapit, origin from the shoulder girdle, proximal humerus. Its insertion is olecranon process of ulna. So powerful siya nga elbow extension, antagonist to biceps brachii and bronchiolisis. So, nasa diri sa likod, posterior side. So, muna siya ang pinaka-strongest pull nga kuan nga muscle diri sa atong forearm dapit. Next will be discussed by my fellow reporter.
So, thank you, Mark. So, now let's move on to muscles of the lower limb. So, the overview of this is the naka-point. So, ang gluteus maximus is the most superficial and largest of the three muscles and makes up the bulk of the shape and form the buttock at the hip area. So, ang rule ni gluteus maximus is extension, external rotation. Mao siya ang rotate sa thigh nato at the hip joint. So, yeah, let's proceed to gluteus medius. Gluteus medius is our primary hip abductor. So, ang rule ni gluteus medius is mao siya ang prime mover of abduction at our hip joint. So, let's proceed to iliopsoas. Iliopsoas, here. Nasa here nakalocate. Then, iliopsoas is the primary hip flexor and assists it in external rotation at the hip joint. So, yeah, yung rule is maulagi as what I've said, primary hip flexor mao siya ang assist in external rotation of our hip joint. So, the abductor group is yung rule is mao siya ang control motion in the frontal plane, stabilizing our pelvis or trunk. So yeah, mao siya ang stabilize sa trunk of our body. So let's proceed to muscle causing movement at the knee joint. Hamstring group. So the hamstring group is the group of semitendinous, then semimembranous and biceps femoris muscle. So, ang rule ni hamstring group is siya ang mag-extend sa atong hip para ma-flex para sa atong knee. This sartorius is a long, narrow muscle running obliquely across the front of our each thigh. So, yung rule kay ang sartorius kay nakalocate siya sa anterior iliac crest to our medial tibia. So, yung rule kay at the hip it flexor weakly abducts and rotates the thigh laterally. So, let's proceed to quadriceps. And quadriceps contain more mass than any other muscle group in our body. So, you use your quads to perform a variety of movements. Example, kung ka na mag-jump or mag-walk like that. Dayon, yung rule dayon ani is siya extend sa atong leg at the knee joint and flex the thigh at the hip. So, let's proceed to muscle causing movement at the ankle and foot. So, the tibialis anterior, nakalocate siya kay anterior of our leg. Dayon, mao din siya ang large and thick muscle on the dorsal part of our upper arm. Let's proceed to fibularis tertius or fibularis muscle. So, ang rule anin siya kay eversion and plantar flexion of the foot. So, sa atong foot siya, mao siya ang ga-flex sa atong foot, and the muscle longus brevis anterius. And origin niya is fibula, insertion is metatarsal bones, and action is plantar flexion and foot eversion. So, let's proceed to gastrocnemius. So, yung rule is mao siya ang involved sa kanang walking, like sa atong posture. Dayon, location is posterior leg, and origin is the distal femur, and insertion is calcaneal tendon to heel. So action here is plantar flexion, important for push off and during walking. So the last one is the soleus. Here, kalocate atong soleus. So ang rule ani is to act like skeletal muscle. So maura yung rule. Igor siya mo kanang like sa atong body ba? Igor siya mo mo. So, maura siya to act as skeletal muscle and nakalocate siya kay deep to our gastrocnemius and the region is tibia or fibula. Insertion is calcaneal tendon. Action is through plantar flexor. So that's it. Thank you.
So thank you so much, lovely. Now let's move on to the second to the last topic, the developmental aspects of the muscular system, subtitle Importance of Nerve Supply, Exercise, and Aging Effects. So under this topic is the muscular system development. Muscular system development is how our muscles develops through time from birth to adult. First here is the embryonic development. Muscles are laid down in segments early in pregnancy. Nerves invade these muscle segments, and an example of this movement is quickening. First, fetal movement around the 16th week. So, embryonic development, an example ani is kicking or rolling. Muna siya ang first movement sa fetus inside the mother's belly. So, next is the infant development. Movement is initially gross reflexive. Muscle control development follows a superior, inferior, and proximal distal progression, which is kanito mga movement sa baby nga automatic and involuntary. For example is the sucking of thumb. Kaya dili man na sila aware mag-suck sila sa ilang thumb. And ang milestone during the infant development is head raising. Di ba mo ginang pinakauna nga dili mo nga pinakauna pero more major nga movement din sa baby pag kuan develop na ilang muscular development kana pag raise sa ilang head. Next is sitting up and next is walking. The fine motor skill develop last. Ang fine example sa fine motor skills is the pincer grasp. Kabantay man ang mga baby nga grabe kay ilang hawid sa butang dahil kay ilang gamot pag makahawid sila sa butang tas mahawiran gid nila bisag gamay kaayo. So muna ang example sa fine motor skills develop. Now to continue this topic, I would like to call on my co-reporter on this topic to continue this lesson. Thank you.
Thank you, Y. And now let's go on to the importance of nerve supply and exercise. Nerve supply. It is essential for muscle function and control. Muscle and nerves develop early and are intertwined for coordination. Exercise. Regular exercise prevents muscle atrophy and maintains muscle tone. Lifelong exercise promotes overall health and muscle function. So, effects on body weight. Unsa kaya ang iyang effects ani sa ang body weight? So, ang effects ani is decrease in muscle mass contributes to reduced body weight in older adults. So, kabantay ko ang mga lora, di ba pag once man ga-idara na sila, ang ilahang muscle mass ana is ga-decrease. And then, reason why nano ga-reduce ang ilahang body weight. So, mitigating aging effects, exercise and strength training. So, regular exercise can slow muscle loss and increase strength. So, if regular ka po na ang lahang exercise, it can slow muscle loss and increase strength. So, dahil nga mag-slow ang pagkawala sa ilahang, mag-slow ang muscle loss nila and then mag-increase po diha ang strength. And then older adults can significantly benefit from resistance training to rebuild muscle mass. So that's why dayon no dari ang mga lola dayon kay mas magamit nila because pamaagi ani kay ma-rebuild ang ilang muscle mass. That's all. Thank you.
And now we're done with all the anatomy and physiology of the whole muscular system. Let's now proceed to the muscular disorders or the conditions. So what is a muscular system diseases, or what are the muscular system diseases? A muscle disease is any disease that affects the human muscle system. Primary muscle disease result from abnormalities of the muscles themselves. Most of these are inherited, or basically there's no, it wasn't been, the reason is walay apil ang mga external factors. And the secondary muscle disease are caused by another condition. So na condition is nakuha na yun siya nabuo lang siya na condition tungod kay naa siya other conditions. For example, nagka-muscle disease siya tungod kay na siya mga chronic diseases like that. Then that may have triggered or caused the muscle disease. So We have two types of muscle disease. That's the primary and the secondary muscle. Again, the primary muscle disease results from abnormalities of the muscles themselves. The secondary muscle disease are caused by another condition that may have triggered or caused muscle diseases. So now, let's talk about a primary muscle disease. We have the polymyositis. It is an inflammation of muscles and the associated tissues, including blood vessels. A rare type of myositis. Polymyositis is mostly seen in people over age 20, more often in females, and it is marked by muscle inflammation and weakness. A person with this condition may experience falls and problems getting up from falls. Other symptoms include chronic dry cough and or difficulty swallowing. PM has no cause and there is no cure for the condition. Fortunately, the condition is treatable. So, having a polymyositis, kuan siya kanang mostly sa female gid siya kuano gakahitabo, and ang kuan dayon pag nakay polymyositis is kanang ga-inflame o gawit ang imong muscle causing you kanang mura na day kag walay kusog. Then one of the other symptoms niya is kinesya, dry cough, or difficulty in swallowing. So basically, every muscle diseases aren't curable. Meaning, hindi sila matambalan, hindi mo maayong bag, pwede mo i-treat. So, pwede nga ka na sa treatment, so kuha na gid siya ka na murag maintenance lang para dili lang i-prevent lang ang sakit ron, anana, pero whole time na ginani mo siya madala, and pinagid siya maayo. So, kuha na, yung bato lang is i-treat lang ka, kanang pa-reduce lang ang pain, or kanang di lang din siya ipa-harsh. Next is the dermatomyositis. It is a rare inflammatory muscle disease. It can affect people of any age or sex, though it's more often seen in women yapon. Common symptoms of dermatomyositis is a distinctive rash, kanang rash yung kuan. Then a muscle weakness, so weak yapon yung muscle, wag yapon kay kusog, and inflamed and painful muscles. Like other inflammatory myopathies, this cause is unknown. So, we're kuan din siya no, kanang mystery nga nung magka-dermatomyositis ka. And there is no cure as well. So basically, as what I've said, most of the muscular diseases, wala din siya cure, but there is treatments, fortunately. But the condition can be managed with medication, that's it. Next is the muscular dystrophy. I guess this is the most common one of the muscle diseases. It is a group of inherited myopathies. This condition all caused by muscle loss and weakness. Some types of muscular dystrophy appear in infancy or childhood. Others may not appear until middle age or even later. Symptoms are specific to the type of muscular dystrophy. They can vary based on the muscle groups and people they affect. So basically, kani muscular dystrophy, inherited din siya ang sakit. So if naina na yung papa or mama, basically, sa genetics na to, basig ma-adapt na to ni siya or makuha na to ni siya. And since kay woman siya, loss yapon siya sa muscle o weakness yapon imong kapakuano, then or muscular dystrophy is paano siya kanang nagka-genetic failure imong papa ron or mama, ay example ikaw tas sunod imong anak mo si magkainana na kay nana mutation sa imong genes, so nagkakuan na ka. So again, some of this kanang sa infancy, childhood, diretso na gyud pag bata pa nimo nanay din kay muscle dystrophy. Then muna din ako ban pod is kanang pag kuan pa nila, di pa sila kumali basta sa other time pa nila kanang mag-aging sila. So next is the sarcopenia. Sarcopenia, also called the geriatric muscle disease. It is common in older adults. Other types of muscle diseases are less common in older adults. Sarcopenia risk in older adults ages 65 to 70 is 14%. This risk is 50% to those over age 80. We have also the myasthenia gravis. It's an autoimmune neuromuscular disease. Neuromuscular disease are caused by problems with how the nerves and muscles works together. In people with myasthenia gravis, the immune system mistakenly attacks the receptors that make it possible for the nerve cells and muscles to communicate. This interferes with nerve signals to the muscles, causing muscle weakness. So basically, work ni siya ay gakakuha niya siya ang connected ng mga organs or kuan is ang nerves ug muscles. So iyahan gina paano yung gina-attack sa immune system mga tuang receptor, which is magkuano ta siya, mag-help ta sa communication sa atong nerve o sa atong muscles. We have also the amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. It's also called Lou Gehrig's disease. This group of rare neurological disease affects the nerve cells in the brain and the spinal cord. ALS, or the amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, affects the muscles responsible for voluntary movements. Most cases are diagnosed in people ages 40 to 70. So basically, since di ba namatay tulong ka muscle types, the skeletal, cardiac, and smooth. So since isa naman ang voluntary dito, so ang skeletal muscle cells yun ang affected ani. We also have rhabdomyolysis. It is a disease that causes breakdown of skeletal muscle, which is voluntary muscle diapanato, same with the amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. This breakdown causes myoglobin to release in the bloodstream. Since myoglobin is a protein that stores oxygen in the muscles, and if too much myoglobin in the blood, mag-lead siya into kidney failure. Next, we have the cardiomyopathy. Cardiomyopathy, also called heart muscle disease. Cardio man siya, so related siya sa heart. It is a disease that affects cardiac muscle. In cardiomyopathy, the heart becomes abnormally enlarged, thickened, or stiff. So basically, atong heart is kanang nagdako siya, or siya nag-swell. But, sa swelling, diba, is kanang soft siya. Kaya siya kaya nagdako siya, but naggahi siya, resulting aning atong muscles sa atong heart, di na siya makapump sa atong heart. Mo din na siya nga, since di na makapump, wala na kayo kagahin naman, wala na kayo wala na oxygenated blood na mag-agi sa atong artery para mag-add supply of oxygen sa atong brain. Then, eventually, this may lead to heart failure since dili naman makapump ato ang muscles sa atong heart. So, mo to gahin na siya mag-lead sa heart failure and sa inverse, death. Blood and fluids may back up into the lungs and other parts of the body. So, back up sila, but hindi na siya enough. Cardiomyopathy can also cause abnormal heart rhythms and heart valve problems. So, basically, muna gito siya ang explanation, kahit man siya, hindi na siya normal. So, ang atong muscle din niya kaya i-push ang atong heart, mo din ito nga, mag-cause din siya ang cardiomyopathy. So, sa secondary muscle diseases, sometimes muscle diseases appear as a result of other more serious health conditions. They may appear with many different diseases, including infectious diseases. So, magka-secondary muscle diseases that makatake ka of infectious diseases, endocrine disorders or diseases of the glands, metabolic disorders such as diabetes, so makakause ka ng diabetes sa secondary muscle diseases, immunological conditions such as HIV and AIDS, makakause ka siya secondary muscle diseases, makakause of muscle disease in general, vascular diseases, condition of the blood vessels. So mo itong katong isa ganina too much sa So sa primary muscle diseases that can also be secondary to another health condition includes, so now tayo primary muscle nga, pwede po siya secondary muscle, ang rhabdomyolysis, the myopathy, myositis, myasthenia gravis, and sarcopenia. And that's all for our reporting. Thank you.